the number one best way to remove dental plaque, aka tartar. I stumbled on something that's a game changer. This is not only going to get rid of your tartar, it will also help you prevent cavities. This is going to be really important with children as well as adults. Plaque and tartar are biofilm. When you think about biofilm, think of like this protective shield against your immune system that's in your mouth. So the bacteria make this biofilm, this shield, out of calcium, and it's made by a certain microbe called Streptococcus mutans. This is also the one that's involved in making cavities as well. So when you consume sugar, and especially starches, that microbe will make a ton of acid. And then it takes the sugar and then it starts making this glue-like substance that then starts creating a shield or this biofilm gel, aka tartar. And unfortunately, the acid is now trapped against your tooth, causing a breakdown of the actual enamel. And what's even more wild, they found this microbe in other places in your body, including on the valves of your heart. But not only that, hidden deep in the plaque in your arteries, you'll find this microbe. One thing you should also know is what's worse than just sugar is when you add a sugar and a starch. That will form a glue that kind of sticks to your teeth even more than the sugar. How do we remove this plaque? Okay, of course, number one, stop eating sugar and starches. Number two, hydrogen peroxide, 3%. Make sure it's food grade. And use a half of a teaspoon. Hydrogen peroxide is very good to start breaking down this biofilm and also make your teeth a little bit whiter. And then you're going to use half of a teaspoon of baking soda. All right, so why are we using baking soda? Well, it's a mild abrasive material that'll help to cleanse the teeth. The big purpose is to alkalize the acidity in your mouth because baking soda is alkaline. And by the way, your body makes that as well. Your pancreas makes it to help neutralize the acids coming from the stomach. And then we're going to use 3 drops of the absolute best essential oil, clove oil. It helps to disrupt the biofilm and start breaking down the tartar. It also has other benefits of decreasing pain in your mouth. But you're going to use 3 drops of this essential oil. So now I want to talk about this additional ingredient, microcrystalline hydroxyapatite powder. Okay, you can buy this on Amazon. It's not that expensive, but it's a powder of very tiny crystals of a material that bone is made out of. And you're going to mix a half of a teaspoon with these other ingredients. It can go into the small little crevices, the little cavities, and remineralize the bone tissue and becomes the enamel around the tooth. Now we can prevent the acid from breaking down the small crevices in your tooth. And then, of course, you're just going to add 3 teaspoons of water with this. Mix it all up, put it on your toothbrush, and then in circular motions, brush your teeth on the outside and the inside once a day. I also recommend that you find a gum that has friendly oral bacteria that you can chew and repopulate your mouth with the good bacteria, which will also help protect you against the formation of biofilms. Those bacteria not only will help prevent tartar, but it will also prevent bad breath, cavities. Now, as far as in your diet, one of the best foods that you could consume to prevent all these problems that we talked about is grass-fed butter. When I was a kid, I craved butter. For my birthday, I remember requesting a pound of butter, and I would literally just eat it. I would eat butter. And it's so interesting when I look back, the reason why I craved the butter, I had a lot of dental decay. And unfortunately, every single tooth in my mouth had cavities over time, and I visited the dentist frequently, unfortunately. But if I didn't consume those foods as a child and I had the butter, I probably could have fixed my teeth. But grass-fed butter has vitamin K2, which basically takes the calcium in your body and pushes it into the bones. Butter also has vitamin A. You also need vitamin A to keep your enamel very, very strong. It's interesting because an early pioneer, Weston Price, who was a dentist back, I think, in the 1930s or 40s, talked about something called Activator X. Activator X actually is vitamin K2 because he noticed some of the traditional cultures around the world consumed grass-fed butter. They consumed food high in vitamin K2. And these are the foods that really kept the teeth super healthy with also good dental bone structure as well. So I would definitely recommend including grass-fed butter in your diet on a regular basis. I mean, butter does a lot. It has something else called butyrate, which actually goes into your brain. Butyrate also feeds your colon cells. So wild that we were told to avoid butter because of the cholesterol and this idea that it's going to create a heart problem, when in fact it's loaded with vitamin K2 that keeps the plaque from building up in the arteries, pushing this calcium into your teeth and your bones. So butter is really good for the bone. It's also good as a raw material for your hormones, including testosterone, because all of your sex hormones are made from cholesterol. Now that you have the updated protocol to get rid of tartar and prevent cavities, go ahead and try it, and then comment down below and tell me how it worked.